because they went to, she said, hey, this team next to us, I mean, they're playing, they might be playing the best softball in the league right now. Certainly we're going to find out in this matchup this weekend, Michigan going down over to Minnesota to take on the Golden Gophers. And after dropping the first game and the first run rule defeat of the season, Michigan came back with a vengeance. And joining us to talk about that is Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins. Hutch, good morning.
Well, good morning, Sam.
Well, Coach, you called it. You said, hey, Minnesota is playing great softball right now. They have one of the best pitchers in the country. And both of those things showed up in that very first game of that series.
Well, and from the get-go, the first batter of the game hit one of Megan Betts' changeups over the fence. They had obviously prepared for that, and it wasn't a good pitch, and it just set the tone that they were coming after us. And a game like that, you play the game on the field, and I say always, it doesn't matter if you're the best team. The best team doesn't win, the team that plays the best. And they played better than us. They took advantage of everything that they could. And we dropped some balls and gave them extra outs. And we didn't throw well and got behind the count and had to bring it in there. And we threw balls in the dirt, and they advanced every time. And they were ready to come out after us. And we looked like we were a little tentative. And when you're in a series like this, you don't get to be tentative and win. Tentative doesn't get it. So we got it back at us like we've done to a few teams all year, and I thought it was a game that was definitely a snowball effect, but we just didn't play well in any facet of the game. So the good news is, I told the kids after the game, the good news was that's not how you guys play ball typically. That's not Michigan softball. And you come back and play Michigan softball, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I was going to, I'm glad you brought up what you said to him, because I was going to ask you, you have a team with players that have been through it all. I mean, they have, faced adversity, faced this team, lost to this team before, been through some things. When they lose a game like that, do you have to get on them after the game, or does the game kind of speak for itself?
Yeah, for the most part, you actually have to, I call them on their effort and their approach, but they knew they didn't play well, and they knew they didn't come to play. Megan knew she did not pitch well. So I don't think you have to say a whole lot about it. I really thought we need to let them know that we needed to make a change, and that we could beat them. So I'd say for the way we performed, I thought it was rather calm, but I don't know what the kids would say.
Matter of perspective, Coach. I got you.
Right.
All right. So you come back, though, whatever you said and whatever they got from the game, the message hit home, because you came back on Saturday and you won that game 9-4. Haley was in the circle, got the win, and you put Megan Betts out there. She went back out there and got the save. And Coach, again, you avenged that loss by coming back the next day and getting the victory.
But it was a back and forth game, and we went up again. Our leadoff batter, CeeLo, hits it over the fence the first at bat, sets a tone that we woke up, and it was a battle back and forth. We went up 3-1, and then they were up 4-3, and we really were really good at just battling every inning and staying in our moment and not getting ahead of ourselves and not letting any momentum they would get gather steam. I thought we did a good job of that, and then we broke it open with some big hits. And we took a little bit out of their playbook. We got a lot more aggressive, and it worked. It worked in our favor.
Coach, welcome back to your senior Lauren Sweet. She was big time for you in that game.
Well, having her back is big in beyond the physical aspect of, she crunched her first at bat over the fence as far as she hits it. And, we need big time RBIs from her. This is her year, and we need her badly. But just her leadership and her experience behind the plate in games where I will tell you Minnesota is as aggressive as a team. They got their bat on every ball. They did swing and miss, but when they were swinging, you knew they were trying to hit that ball, and they were trying to hit it over the fence. And they're aggressive, and so I think they really, especially in Megan's case, it affected her a little bit because she wasn't as confident that she could throw it by them. And really, Sweet is the calming factor in a game like that.
Oh, I gotcha, Coach. Well, how impressive, you talked about hitting it over the fence. How impressive was Susala's home run in that game?
to Sala's home run, I tell you what, anytime we were putting runs on the board in that game, it was impressive. We just were battling to stay ahead, knowing that they had the ability to make a comeback. And getting ahead, it was huge for us.
We're talking to Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. So I'm glad you kind of walked us through kind of the mental journey for Megan in this series. So in the first game, they kind of hit her around a little bit, struggled with her confidence. So then she comes back on Sunday, Coach, and she looks vintage. She strikes out 9, allowed just one run, 3 hits. That's the kind of pitcher she's been for you this year.
Yeah, and we just really try to impress upon all of our kids that you've worked so hard and that your best is good enough. And you're not going to have your best every day, but give us the best of what you have. And she had to fight through that a little bit. Again, they're a very aggressive team, but she just was a little more composed and didn't let their big aggressive swings get to her. And again, I think she got a lot of confidence from her offense because, we came out and, we put 2 up in the second inning. And again, we know they're going to make a run at us, which they did, but we were able to quell them because of her strikeout ratio. But I just thought her confidence was much better, and she really was seemingly relied on her team.
Gotcha. And so, Coach, you carried that momentum into the matchup with Eastern Michigan, and it was a pretty significant day for Haley, because not only did she win, but is this right? Her birthday was Tuesday as well?
Yes, it was.
She needs to be our coach. She needs to be our coach. She needs to be our coach at the Softball Academy coach, because we share a birthday. So I'm requesting Haley to be our coach.
Well, you'll have to come. I'm sure she's going to want to put you guys through a workout then before you start.
Yeah, that'll work. But 11-1 in that game, Coach, and she was strong for you. You guys were strong at the plate as well.
Well, Haley threw one bad pitch in the first inning, and they smacked it over the fence. And, it didn't faze us at all. But our kids came out right where they'd left off against Minnesota. They were just aggressive, just swinging. And we didn't put one ball over the fence, which is an unusual game for us when we score 11 runs. But we just were on it and aggressive on the bases. I like that, Michigan softball. I like the aggressive side of us, and that's kind of become our we've worked on it a little bit of practice, too, how to take extra bases and how to really just stay on your game. Stay in the game every pitch. Be focused. And don't let up a pitch. And it's hard. These games are 2.5 hours long. It's a lot to ask of young people to stay on it for that long a time. But it's something that I thought we really got better at this week.
Coach, you talk about staying in a game like that, keeping that mental focus. What about when you're, say, a batter and you have a pitcher that, and in this case against Eastern, a couple of pitchers that really struggled finding the strike zone? How hard is it? I think Sierra Lawrence went 12 pitches before she saw a strike. How hard is it to get into a groove batting when you don't see as many strikes as you used to?
Well, the thing is, you've got to recognize that you're only about the pitch now. That's the only pitch you can be on. So whether it's a ball or strike, you're not, and we tell our kids we don't even care if it's a strike. Is it hittable? If it's a hittable or is it not? And you just have to be ready. And I've seen us many a time be up there for a long at bat and then take a fatty because they just lost their focus. And you can see them make that grimace like, I missed it. Hey, stay on it every pitch. That's your penalty for not staying on it every pitch. It can be difficult, but our kids understand a base is a base, and a walk is as good as a hit. So any way to get on base, whether you get hit by a pitch, whether you draw a 4-pitch walk, bases are how we score runs.
We're talking to Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Before we talk about your next opponent, Coach, another team that's playing really well right now in Rutgers, you have an injury update on Driesinga?
Driesinga is feeling better. She has not thrown a pitch yet.
Okay. All right. So, Coach, you guys take on Rutgers now. The Scarlet Knights sitting in a tie for you at second place, a tie with you at second place in the league at 7-2, and you're going to Piscataway to take them on. Tell us what the Scarlet Knights bring to the table.
Well, we were talking about them this week as we watched a little film on them. I don't think, to my knowledge, we've never played them. And that's the one thing about being in conference play is you're so familiar with your opponents. Year after year, you see these kids go from freshmen to seniors. We're not familiar with them, and all we have on them is, what we read on paper and what we've seen on film. I could tell you that they're definitely a challenge. They're having a good year. They score runs. They swing their bats. Listen, Landis, they have a big lefty pitcher who seemingly throws pretty well. And I think the challenge for us is staying on our game of attack and not falling into the, getting up for the big game like Minnesota and then thinking that, well, now we're supposed to beat everybody because they're not ranked. That's our the biggest obstacle is that we stay focused on playing Michigan softball. And it doesn't matter if we're playing Rutgers or Minnesota or, UCLA. We just need to play the game. And I say that every week, but that's really our best chance to have success.
All right. Well, Coach, this is the time. I love our entire conversation, but I must say I always enjoy when we get ready to talk about the Softball Academy. There's this team that's heckling me now. I didn't tell you this. The Harbaughs are coming after us, it turns out.
Well, tell them the chest protectors are ready to go.
Yeah, so we have a new name, Coach, the chest protectors. Chest protectors, we are ready to go. And, we keep getting questions about, hey, can I get in? Is there still room? What can I do? Tell people about if there's room left in the Softball Academy, how they can get involved.
They just need, if you don't have a team at all, you can just go to msoftballacademy.org and sign up, and we will put you on a team. We have a number of team captains that do not have a full roster, and so we call that, free agentry. And we have plenty of room left because we're taking all. And we just want this to be the biggest and the best academy yet. I can tell you that I got an email from Tammy Rummel last week, and with our most recent donation, it put the Michigan softball program over the $500,000 mark in monies raised for making strides against breast cancer. And, we're pretty proud of that. That's, I think, a fantastic achievement for a college, athletic team. And our kids take so much pride in this event. But the event itself is so worthwhile and fun.
Yes, it is.
But we are, we're our goal is to make $1 million to beat breast cancer. And our kids have worked hard at it. We really invite people to come out and just come to the academy and have a blast. And in the side product, one of them will be beating breast cancer.
Yeah, folks, it is an absolute blast. msoftballacademy.org. Again, msoftballacademy.org. If you don't have a team, they'll put you on one, and I guarantee you it will be one of the most fun things you've done with University of Michigan athletics, bar none. I promise you. So, Coach, we're looking forward to it, ready to go, and we're watching, laying in the weeds. But we are going to be there, and I'm telling you we're going to come on top, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So, Coach?
Well, I'm looking forward to the competition as there's nothing like a good game. We don't like to always watch the blowouts. We're looking forward to a good game, so we need I know there's a lot of people that are going to compete with you for that, and people who don't want to compete on the field can get involved by coming out to the social mixer afterwards. They can buy a ticket for that also. Or they can. We're still looking always for sponsors. People want to sponsor us, and our latest sponsor is the reason we're over the $500,000 mark. So there's a lot of ways to get involved in the academy and challenge you in the chest protectors. I'm looking forward to that battle.
Coach, real quick, if there's a local business or people in the area that want to sponsor, how can they do that?
Well, they can contact me. They can contact me at hutch@umich.edu, and I'm happy to get that started for them.
Okay. All right. Well, Coach, good luck over in the Garden State this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
All right. That was Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins.